Johnny, is war good for business? Good for business, Johnny? Well, it depends what business you're in. I don't know whether it's very good for bloody pie making or hamburger joints. What are you talking about? But by Jesus, Johnny, for some businesses, it's very lucrative indeed. Yes. Yes, well, yeah. I mean, Johnny, can you imagine if you're a business somewhere in the US, for instance, that makes bloody guided missiles? Right, yes, of course. Yeah, guided missiles. Can you imagine making guided missiles for the military and there's never a war? I mean, there's no war ever? Holy shit! I mean, you'd be just struggling along by the seat of your pants, trying to make a living out of doing that. But by Jesus, if there's a war somewhere that the US especially is in all the time, somewhere, oh, Johnny, it's a bloody license to print money, Johnny. Oh, Jesus. Well, not literally, but by Jesus, they make a fortune.
Oh, you fucking idiot.
It so happens, Johnny, you know, with all the aid that the US has given to the to the Ukraine war, 2/3 of that money is channeled back into the US economy. Jesus Christ. Yeah. All the money, they give the money to the bloody,
This comes as Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs Victoria Nuland seemed to admit the quiet part out loud when it comes to United States investment in Ukraine.
By the way, we have to remember that the bulk of this money is going right back into the U.S. economy to make those weapons.
She's saying that these cities are they're not gonna build themselves on rock and roll. They're gonna build themselves on bloody building bombs. Not going to the Ukraine especially, it's going to US companies that make the bloody ammunitions that get sent to the Ukraine. So, a variety of cities, busted ass cities in the US, they're bloody hanging on by the skin of their fucking...
The Department of Defense says that since Russia invaded Ukraine 2 years ago, at least $34 billion in security assistance has gone to U.S. defense companies. Stockpiles and invest in the U.S. defense industrial base. Some of the biggest beneficiaries have been states home to the biggest production lines. This includes states like Texas, Arkansas, and Pennsylvania. It's a message the president's been trying to sell as he urges Congress to pass more funding.
Johnny, do you mean to say that some of these cities would be just shitholes without this government spending on weapons?
But let's go to that Victoria Nuland statement, which I think shows you just how wrong the whole approach is.
By the way, we have to remember that the bulk of this money is going right back into the U.S. economy to make those weapons.
The 2/3 of this money that we're giving to the Ukraine is actually coming around back into your particular community. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, yeah, Johnny, we've done a couple of bloody hard-hitting exposés on some of the shitty bloody cities in the US that were once great and are now shitty, as we keep on saying.
Doesn't help the economy overall. It certainly helps the defense industry, which is what we worry about in this whole thing, that so much of our foreign policy is guided by and influenced by people who specifically benefit from the kind of interventionist foreign policy that so many of us worry is actually damaging to our national security.
But Johnny, it must be good for these bloody towns, these cities in America, getting all this money, surely.
I want to be clear about something, because I know it's important to the American people. While this bill sends military equipment to Ukraine, it spends the money right here in the United States of America, in places like Arizona, where the Patriot missiles are built, in Alabama, where the Javelin missiles are built, in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Texas, where artillery shells are made.
Some of those places have been gifted the money from the US government to build bloody weapons-making factories in these particular cities. They're blossoming. Oh, Jesus Christ. It doesn't seem to matter, Johnny, that they're blossoming from making weapons that kill people on a regular basis. Yes. But who cares about that? They're getting money from the US government to make these weapons, and everybody in these communities, they benefit. It's a heartwarming story, really, Johnny, when you think about it. I don't see much of a bloody a future for a country that's building a bloody... It's a great story. It's a great American story.
City.